Hey, so do you find that when you're interacting with someone, you can't pull that thought out and get your words out, okay? So if that's something you struggle with, stick around, because in this video, I'm gonna help you understand why that blanking out is happening and then how to overcome this issue so that you can find your words and fully express yourself. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rubin and I help individuals eliminate their social anxiety attacks. So what do I mean by that is the racing heart rate, the mind going completely blank, the feeling like you can't breathe when you got to speak in front of people, feeling disconnected in a group, feeling like you want to run and escape out of conversations, okay? These episodes, so if that's something you experience, consider hitting that subscribe button and then the bell notification beside it so that you can be notified of when I release helpful videos and content just like this one. So let's go back to this inability to pull the thought and get it expressed, all right? Translate that thought into words fluently, okay? If that's happening, if that's something you're experiencing, it's crucial that you understand you've already been triggered. Okay, your stress response has already gone off. You're already in fight or flight. And I go into depth about this whole fight or flight system, this survival mechanism that all humans have. I go into depth in another video. I'll link that up at the end of the video so you can check that out. But just know that your stress response, the human stress response, has gone off and it's in an extreme way. It's at a very high level. There's a spectrum and it's all the way to the end of the spectrum where it's an extreme way. That's why your mind is blanking out at that moment. And so awareness is the first step. It's absolutely key, okay? Oftentimes when we struggle with social anxiety, on top of that experience, going blank, not being able to be present, okay? If that's not bad enough, we also carry a layer of shame. And we have thoughts like, why can't I keep up with the conversation? Why can't I just join in and be engaged and present like everybody else? Why can't I be witty and smooth with my words like that person over there? But that's like running a race with a bunch of people and you have a sprained and fractured ankle. Would you beat up on yourself because you can't keep up with everybody else? And the answer is of course not. It's because you have an injury. You're in pain. Of course you can't keep up with everybody else. And so the only thing with social anxiety is you don't have a physical injury, you have an emotional injury. And it just remains out of your awareness. You don't know that there's an emotional injury driving that whole dynamic under the surface. And I don't mean that with any judgment or any shade. I used to beat up on myself a lot. When I was struggling with social anxiety, whenever I was interacting with someone or in groups, the conversation would be moving right along. I wouldn't be able to keep up. I would be kind of analyzing and thinking about things I should have said, what the other person said. You know, it's like the conversation was a minute or 2 minutes ahead of me, and I just, whatever I tried, I just couldn't keep up. And I wanted to overcome this problem so bad. I started going to Toastmasters. I started going to improv to think on my feet. I thought it was a memory problem. And I was just trying to improve the ability to come up with my words on the spot. But the thing is, it's not a memory problem. It's not an issue of being able to find your words. It's, do you feel safe enough in your body that you have a working mind? I think it's very, very intuitive to know that if you're in extreme fight or flight, if you're in extreme danger, you're not going to have a functioning mind. You're not going to be thinking straight. Okay? The same goes for these social situations. So if your body doesn't have a certain level of safety, your mind is going to be non-functional. Okay, so that other person that you're watching, I know this feeling completely disconnected and in my head, observing another person who doesn't even notice, they're too busy conversating. The reason they're so engaged and fast with their words is because they don't have the same life experiences as you. They have the safety within their body. They don't have the same experiences that have taught their body to be on guard, to be sensing danger. right? To not be able to be at ease and be relaxed, okay? So you have to give your experiences the respect they deserve. Never underestimate the depth of your experiences and how much they impact you. And so let's talk about what I mean by experience. What is an experience? You are having an experience by watching this video, okay? And the video, as you watch it back, you're taking in this information or this energy through your 5 senses, okay? Out of the 5 senses, it's gonna be predominantly sight and sound. Okay, so you're listening to my voice, you're watching me through the video, and you're taking in this information. Once you take in this information through your 5 senses, it goes through processing by your brain. And so after it hits your brain, it's all about perception. It's what your brain perceives, which is completely subjective and unique to you. And you know this, situations that completely trigger you, they put you on complete edge. I'm sure you have a friend or a coworker that doesn't even bat an eye. That situation they feel completely at ease in. The same personalities, the same people, they feel completely relaxed around, okay? So it's all about the processing that happens in the brain, because that's going to depend on, like I said, your life experiences. So in those moments leading up to when you're blanking out and you can't hold the thought, okay? I want you to really pay attention, really focus in on what the thoughts are leading up to that, or even in that moment, okay? And you're gonna catch on to a voice, and it's gonna be unique to you, but the voice will most likely be saying things like, don't say anything stupid, this person's judging me, this person doesn't like me, oh my God, I just wanna get out of here. So you have to get curious, where did that narrative come from? Where did that belief come from? That people don't like me? Or this person's gonna humiliate me, the belief that people aren't safe. Okay, so where in your life experience did you develop that belief that you were unlikable, unlovable, okay? Because this thing is 100% developed, okay? I had a daughter this year, and if she needs something, she cries. She wails, she screams. If she wants love and attention, if she wants to be held, if she wants to be fed, if she wants to be rocked a certain way, if she needs to be burped or she's feeling any sort of discomfort, if we have visitors and she hates the person's energy, she lets everybody know by crying hysterically. She's not thinking, oh, am I gonna be likable? Oh, I have low self-esteem. We do not come into the world with that lack of self-esteem and lack of self-worth. That is something that's socially conditioned. And so I want to help you understand something here. Get a bit of a demonstration here. So I want you to think of when you're gonna have people who you feel safe with. You know there's that person or that group of people where your personality comes out. You feel comfortable, you say the jokes, you say what's on your mind, you're flowing, you're in that flow state, okay? Now I want you to think about it like this. This water here, okay? This water is like your true self, okay? This is who you really are. When you're around people you feel safe with, you see this side to you come out. This is your higher self, your true self, okay? Now, when a situation causes your brain to sense danger, okay? When the experience or the personality you're around, the energy you're around reminds your body of somebody or a situation that wasn't safe in the past, you're going to get triggered. And here's what happens when you get triggered. See, I put the coffee in and it completely blends, okay? And this blending completely, what it's doing, it's completely distorting your perception like we were talking. You're seeing that situation from a place of fear. Your rational thinking goes out, okay? The clear water that we saw at first, that's your flow state. That's when your thoughts, you can pull your thoughts, you can speak them outward. There's no danger, you feel safe, you feel like you can be yourself, okay? Now, I wanna ask you a question. Did the water disappear? Did your true self disappear? No, right? The water is still there. It's just covered up by your stress response, by these uncomfortable feelings and these ruminating thoughts, okay? How are you gonna pull the thought from here? Where's the thought? It's completely blended. Okay, so you don't wanna take a reactive response. You don't wanna get triggered and get blended like this and then try to pull your thoughts out of this heightened state that you're in, okay? Give this fight or flight response the respect it deserves, okay? And so the approach you wanna take is, why is the coffee getting put in the water? Why are you getting triggered in the first place? Don't be reactive. Be proactive. Okay, so you don't want to be running the race with that sprained and fractured ankle. It's like carrying a ball and chain around with you everywhere you go. It's absolutely exhausting. Okay, and so I just released a manual that goes further into this process. Why are you getting triggered in the first place? What is the underlying trigger underneath that's causing that blending, okay? That's causing that higher self where all those good thoughts in that flow state, what's causing it to be covered up, okay? So you can download, I'll put a link below the video. Just a heads up, I did have a previous version of an ebook, and that's now taken out of circulation because that was more so information. It had a couple of steps, but this one is action oriented, okay? It's got exercises, it's got questions you can answer, it's a workbook, you can work through it. It's absolutely powerful and it's gonna change your life and it's gonna show you with such clarity the roots of this whole social anxiety, the roots of why you're getting triggered. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please don't forget, like and subscribe. And here's that other video I was talking about that goes further into that fight, flight, freeze system and talks about it in detail, okay? All right, so it's good to see you again and we'll see you in the next one.